Mr. Ambassador, as you know, Trump administration has recently published details of their peace plan for Middle East. According to this plan, we have to say it's more an economic plan, as far as we know. The United States are committed to investing $50 billion in job creation for Palestinians, in infrastructure projects, and so on. But this plan was almost immediately rejected by the Palestinian leaders. Why?
Well, this plan is focusing on the economical part, as you said. The Palestinians are interested in the political part of the plan, not the economical part. Since our cause is a political one, we have to see what will be the political framework of this plan. Until now, we didn't receive anything, and we don't know actually what is there, the political plan for the peace settlement. But we have some indications. We received indications from the American administration, which seems that they will not end the occupation. And they are not talking about two-state solutions. They never mention this. The commissioners who represent Mr. Trump and the White House for the peace, they never mention anything related to the occupation, to the international law, international legitimacy, and they already consider Jerusalem as a capital of Israel, and they moved their embassy. They stopped aiding the UNRWA, which means that the refugee file will be out of the table. They closed our representative office in Washington. They didn't do any actions or any condemnation to condemn the settlement activity and the settler activities in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. So these indications give us that this peace plan is to normalize the relation of Israel with the Arab nation and to make what they call it economical development under occupation.
Okay, but maybe it's the first step? Do you have any information that after this economic proposal will be a political one too?
For sure they should have a political one, but we want to know first what it is. Because we can't buy a fish in the sea.
You know, there are many voices saying that the Palestinians is not really willing to negotiate with Americans.
We were negotiating America since 1994. And we used to have a good cooperation with them. And we have many agreements with them, especially in security level and in war against terror. And we met Mr. Trump, our president met Mr. Trump 4 times. And we met his team more than 24 times. But unfortunately, after he declared that Jerusalem is capital of Israel, which means he took the file of Jerusalem out of the table and out of the negotiation, they became part of like a coalition that the White House and the right-wing government in Israel, they are in a coalition, actually. And it's a settler coalition.
Do you think that Jerusalem is out of the table? Maybe, I don't know.
Never to be out of the table. Never. Never.
So
we are sure.
Two-state solutions is the only solution on the table.
For sure. And this is what was approved by the international community and the international legitimacy. Because the only way to reach peace is to have reference when we are making negotiations.
We have to say Jerusalem as capital for both states.
Yes, we are talking about the land which was occupied in 1967, according to the international law, which means that East Jerusalem is part of this land. And for sure, if we don't have a two-state solution, what would be the other solution? One-state solution? Did Israel agree on one-state solution? Did the Israelis accept?
As you know, European Union supports the only two-state solution.
Not just European Union. I think all the states of the world who are involved in this issue, they are in favor with this solution. Also Russia, also China, India, Africa.
But also Israel. Public.
Well, Israel used this to gain time. Netanyahu doesn't believe in two-state solution. He doesn't believe that there is a Palestinian people.
What about Trump? Do you think that he doesn't believe in two-state solution?
Never mentioned this. He never mentioned this. He never mentioned the occupation. Neither his team. And that's why, if we didn't go to the Al-Manama workshop, because if you want to normalize Israel to make it a normal state, whatever, without solving the problem of the Palestinians, which is a political one.
But does Palestine now has a dialogue with other Americans? I don't know, other American party, other congressmen?
Well, I think there is an America friend of us from the Democratic Party. And we are in touch with them. And also we have a very, very big community there. We have 700,000 Palestinians living in America.
Big community.
Yes, so they for sure, they have some of them have relations with some American politicians, and they talk.
You know, Mr. Ambassador, some will say that Palestine doesn't need American money for the people. How would you respond?
The issue is not about money. We don't have a natural disaster in Palestine. We don't have earthquake or whatever. Our cause is a political one. If we are controlling our land, we don't need any assistance from anybody. We have our resources. And we are not a very big population. But we don't control our borders. We don't control our natural resources. So if we have the ability to have our own state, I think the Palestinians can support themselves without any need. And I think the issue is not about money or to assist the Palestinians. The issue is the Palestinians need to feel free, to have their self-determination, to end occupation, which is illegal. This is what we need first. If we have promised that this will be the final result of this plan, for sure we will be positive and we will participate and we will be open-minded to talk with the Americans and others, and also the Israelis.
At this moment, are Palestinians united, political speaking? Can they, present themselves as an autonomic political voice at the negotiations?
Well, we have interior problem, to be honest with you. But when it is related to our main strategy, I mean, when it's related to, for example, to our Palestinian cause and our rights, no, we are united. And you have seen that in Gaza, Hamas, and in West Bank, I mean Ramallah, Fatah, and PLO, and all the Palestinian fractions refuses to deal with the workshop in Manama because it touched their basic.
Yes, but solutions are different. For example, Hamas will negotiate as Palestinian Authority does.
I think Hamas accepted. And we have a concept paper between us and Hamas accepted the two-state solution on the borders of 1967. And Hamas accepted that PLO is the part who negotiate in behalf of all the Palestinians.
You know that Israel said that will never negotiate if Hamas is sitting on the table because they consider it to be a terrorist organization.
Well, this is propaganda, my dear. Hamas is not sitting on the table negotiating Israel. Who is negotiating Israel is Mahmoud Abbas and PLO.
So this is a condition solved.
Yes, no, they are using this in order to destroy our vision and to say that we are not a partner for peace. But actually, Mahmoud Abbas and PLO, who the only body who can negotiate with the Israelis, and this is what was happened before 20 years, more than 20 years.
Okay.
So Hamas will not be on the table. And the issue is not Hamas on the table or not. The issue is Israel has the will to end the occupation. This is the idea. The international community has the will to put a pressure on Israel to respect the international law and the UN resolutions. This is the most important thing.
The same old problem.
Yes, because if this will happen, Hamas will not say no in this case. No, they will accept and they will support PLO. Because the idea is how we can get rid of this occupation. This is our main goal.
Okay, you mentioned the United States, but you know, as I do, that Romania also get involved right in the middle of this complicated situation because the Romanian Prime Minister announced last year that Romania will relocate its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
Yes, she said that many times, but I think also she said that this is in the hand of Mr. President. Because this is according to the Constitution. And of course we respect that. Until now there is no change. The Romanian position is...
Did you speak with Mr. President or someone from...
Yes. We spoke with them and they assure us that Romania will follow the international standards and the European standard, and they are committed to the two-state solution, and the issue of Jerusalem is a negotiable one. The foreign ministry informed us this, and also the...
Did you speak with Mr. Meleshkanu, our foreign minister?
Yes.
About this issue?
Yes.
And he told you?
Yes, not told me just alone. He also speak with the Arab ambassadors about this issue. And I think the position of Romania is clear. Maybe sometimes the Prime Minister do some declaration, but it's her own vision, as she said before. And I believe, and I wish, and I want that Romania will stay neutral. At least wait. Why they are in a hurry?
You know that Romania has lost its seat in ONU, in United Nations, and there are voices saying that it was because this decision this semi-decision of relocating the embassy? Do you have
Well,
some
I
information?
think this was one of the most important reasons. Because, the Arabic and Islamic states, they are around 57 states. And I don't think that Romania get votes from them.
Do you have some information about how Arab states voted?
I didn't have, but I can say this was one of the reasons. And of course, we feel sorry because Romania doesn't have the seat. I think Romania have the experience and they are a well-known country. But anyway, I think there was a, let's say, misunderstanding in our country about the interior situation here in Romania. People doesn't know who's in charge in the foreign
Doesn't
policy.
look too good to have
Yes,
the president saying something and the
Yes.
prime minister saying
They
a
thought in
different
our
thing.
countries that prime ministers want to move the embassy. That's what they know. They don't know that the government could not take this decision without,
By its own.
by its own and without the approval of the president. And there was declarations for Her Excellency the Chancellor just almost 20 days before the vote.
That doesn't look so serious.
No, they tried their best, to be honest with you. The foreign ministry was trying their best, and also the presidential office. They tried their best in order to convince us about that the status of Romania is the same. But and we reported to our country about this. But this was the result.
We both know that decades ago, Romania was perceived as a peace broker in the region. It was this concept of peace broker. Do you think that it still is or could be again?
Well, I think it could be again. If we go back a little bit to history of Romania, which is related to the relation with the Arab nation. Romania used to have a very strong relations with Arabs during the decades, and hundreds of Arab students came here and studied here. Thousands, not just hundreds. Palestinians are more than 15,000 who studied here and get graduated from here. So also the Romanian government was involved in the past in the peace negotiations between Arab and Israel, and the Romanians used to have good relations with Egypt, with Jordan, with PLO, with Syria. So, also there is a lot of Romanians who are still there and working there in the field of oil, and also there is a lot of Romanian who are living there, who are married Arabs, Palestinians and Jordanians, Romanians, and they are living there, and their families now already Romanian. They have Romanian ID, a Romanian passport. So the relation and the connection between Romania and the Arab world is almost exists. So and this, I think, will be a strong point for doing a positive foreign policy toward the Arab nation, and also to be part of the efforts to reach a peace agreement with the Israelis, since they have also a good relation with Israel, which is in need. I mean, they can be moderators and they can play a good role, positive role, to bring all the parties together, because they do it in the past, so they can do it in the future.
It sounds wonderful. I know you just told me what are your expectations from Romania. What about European Union? Do you think that United States can be replaced as mediator by European Union? Because United States are, we have to admit, the superpower.
Well, I don't think so. European Union, of course, they are more close to the area and they know maybe better about our problems, better than the Americans because of the distance. But America is the core issue in this program, in this peace negotiations, and also the parties. Israel will not accept anybody. They need America. But the EU can play a role, and they should play more. And they should involve more, because their position is a romantic one. Well, they are more committed to the international law, international legitimacy, but they are not doing actions. They condemn, they declare press releases, they do meetings, they discuss the issue in the Middle East, and they make a declaration. But they don't do steps. And we want Europe, really we want them to involve, because they know the area, they know the region better than others. And we want them really to play a strong role.
Okay, thank you very much.